Alright guys, one more thing before I go for the night. Look at this. We got some euros. And look how cool this shit looks. 20 euros. Oh hey guys. Welcome to Montreal. Welcome. We're currently just chilling, waiting for a flight from Montreal to Munich, Germany. But we're waiting here because we got a layover of 6.5 hours, which actually turned into 7.5 hours. So, got a 7.5 hour layover for a 7-hour flight. Awesome. And then when we're in Munich, we gotta go from Munich to Albania, Tirana, Albania. Not Toronto, Tirana. And then we're meeting Tegan and the family. So we're gonna be there for a week. It's gonna be great. I'm just waiting in the airport in Montreal. Never been to Montreal. I tried to actually go out of the airport here and actually go see some of the sites and everything, but apparently I've been told by numerous security guards, you can't leave. When I push the issue, they're like, oh no, we didn't mean you couldn't leave. We just meant like you shouldn't leave because there's fuck all to do around here and you're gonna miss your flight. I'm like, well, if I miss my flight, isn't that on me? I'm like, it is, but we're telling you from experience that you don't want to leave with this amount of time. Like, my flight's 7 hours away. I'm like, yeah, it's not enough time. So I don't know how much of that I believe. If you're from Montreal and you know, let me know. I did look on a map and it looks like the airport's kind of slightly secluded, but nothing much. Like, there's a residential area right over there. So, I mean, it's not that far and there's water right there. I don't know. Not from here, so I don't know. They probably got more experience than I do, so I'm going to take their word for it and just chill because I do not want to be stressed out and have to figure this all out afterwards. But with this time, what we're going to be doing is we're going to actually go over some life plans. I got my phone charging here because, as we know, this phone doesn't charge. I'm getting a new one when we get back. But for now, this one doesn't charge. I have this little disc to charge it remotely, wirelessly. So I'm actually working with ChatGPT right now to plan some life goals for when I'm back. My goal for when I'm back, one of my biggest goals, is to have direction in my life and have like a pinpoint, like a compass direction north for my life, my North Star, and find that. And everything I do, I want to curate my life to kind of guide me towards that. I don't want to be veered off track anymore. I feel like so much of my life I've been kind of like this way, that way. And over the last couple months, if you can imagine a game like Plinko where you drop the ball and it like finds its way, I feel like I've been dropping in the middle somewhere and now I'm kind of getting to where I'm supposed to be. And the more I get into that, the more things become clear of what I need to do, what I need to cut, what I should be doubling down on, the people in my life who I want to have, who I don't want to have, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to use this time to kind of reflect on that and vlog a little bit and kind of plan out the direction I want to go with my life, where I want it to go. And with the help of AI, I'm going to have a crystal clear blueprint of what I need to have in my life, what I don't want to have in my life, the people I want to have in my life, and basically execute according to plan so I can give myself the best chance of building the life that I want. I'm on my way, but I need to fine tune it a little bit. But we got a long layover, so don't know when I'll talk to you guys next, because I'm super tired as well. We left Winnipeg this morning bright and early, but we also gonna miss Knoxley. Of course we're gonna miss Knoxley. How could we not miss the dog, the puppy, my boy? But my mother's staying with him, thankfully, thank God, because not that I don't trust anyone else, but I trust her the most with him, if that makes sense, because she's had dogs before, many dogs. She's very good at dogs, and she loves dogs the way I love dogs. If you guys have been watching my vlogs at all, or you see my social medias, you know how much I love that dog and how much I care for him. So I meal prep for him, got everything set up, and she's just literally got to be there for him. So I appreciate her from the bottom of my heart. Mom, if you ever watch this, thank you. I just get to stay with his grandma. So it'll be cool. I will miss him and he'll probably miss me very much so. But distance makes the heart grow fonder, right? That's what they say. Some shit like that. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get into this work. I'm gonna catch up with you guys in a bit. But we're on our way. We're on our way to see Tegan in Europe. This is so cool. I'm super excited, but I'll catch you guys in a bit. Thanks. Alright, so behind me you can see the plane I'm supposed to be on, or gonna be on. I got the middle seat, so I'm in like, there's gonna be three seats, and three seats, and I'm middle of the middle. How I got that, how I got so lucky, how I got so fortunate to get that, I'll never know. But I got it. Yay. 7.5 hour flight. Just done. It won't be too bad. I'm gonna try and sleep the most of it. Will I be able to? Probably not, but I'm gonna try. Some guy made a joke about my Browns bag. I was going through security, and he's like, is this your bag? I was like, yeah. He's like, we don't even need to check you. Browns are no threat. I'm like, he just let me through. Funny, but didn't do a job. Either way, got myself a cockpit flight. See how this goes. All right, y'all, we made it. Made it to Munich. Making it out of the airport, different story. don't know how I'm gonna figure this out. Gotta ask someone if they all speak German. This is interesting because this airport's huge. I don't know where to go. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know. And my flight doesn't leave forever. I got like a 12.5-hour layover. So I do want to check out Dachau. It's this concentration camp. The original one, like the first one, they trained all the SS soldiers. They did a whole bunch of weird experiments there during World War II. But I really want to check it out. It's really close to the airport, about half an hour away. So I want to check it out. But I have to figure out how to get out of here first. And I can't. So yeah. Alright, so it's extremely bright out, but this is a crazy experience. I'm in Dachau concentration camp here in Munich, Germany. And this concentration camp specifically was the first one of the first ones built, if not the first one, if I'm not mistaken. It's where they would I've watched many videos on this place before I came here. They have everyone come out and they do like a morning roll call, I guess. And if you weren't there, you were beaten. You were basically killed in a sense if you weren't there, or nearly killed. So you had to be there if someone wasn't there, and you were in their imprisonment. You'd get the punishment as well. So you would drag people out to here in order to get seen. Now there's one building where I believe it was here. It used to say on the rooftop. It used to say a bunch of things. I can't remember the exact phrases, but they're like God, family, faith. Things like that. But all of these buildings here, there was many of them, and each one, I could be wrong, but each one this wasn't necessarily a camp where they would kill people. It was more of a market camp, and it was more for Hitler's political adversaries, people who, like Germans who commit crimes, anyone who Hitler really didn't like that wasn't necessarily just a Jew going to a camp would come here. And each one of these buildings would have different testing grounds in them where you could, like one would be like extreme cold, they would test things on. One, they'd starve people and see how long they could go without food and what would happen. It's a very, very experience being here. Super cool. But it's crazy to think that like this is also where they would train the SS. So the SS would all come here, and if you don't know what the SS is like Hitler's core group of like crazy ass soldiers. Ended up being on meth, ended up doing a whole bunch of things that would just have them going completely crazy in battle. But that being said, this was where they would train. That's where they would start. So every SS soldier was trained on this ground. But Jesus, crazy. Crazy to like be here. I want to touch the ground. Crazy, bro. That's crazy. This is looking out a window in one of the buildings where there would have been more buildings, row after row after row after row, and each one of these looking very similar to this one that I'm in right here. Very similar, but each one of these little plots was another building. Here is some of the bed. This is rebuilt, but this is to replica the bedding and stuff that they would have had. Where they would have slept. More of the bunks. They would have been crammed in here. Another thing I've noticed too, and it's not, let me see if another thing I've noticed too, and it's not just the concentration camp here, is no screens. Everywhere I go besides Canada and the US has no screens on their windows. People must love bugs. Because I don't like them. But we got screens in our windows to keep them out. I don't know. So we're now in what appears to be the common room for the prisoners. This is crazy. This is the washroom and toilet room, so this is where they'd clean up. This is the replica area. Crazy. This is crazy. So similar to this building, the one we were just in, there would be buildings on each one of these plots. Plot, 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 and each one of them would be a very similar setup to that you just saw. With the beds, the common rooms, bathrooms, the showers. This is where prisoners would be kept. This is where tests and stuff would be done on them. This is where experiments and things of that nature, but they'd be all done in these buildings that were here at one point in time. This is what they'd look at. And there was buildings on this side too. So there's one of them, again on the other side. I'll go check it out over here. There's a huge gate over there, I'll go check it too. But yeah, there's tons of building spots here. Let's go see what the picture shows.
Front barracks contained German prisoners and prisoners from the Western occupied countries. The barracks further back held the people who the Nazis regarded as of lesser value: Poles, prisoners from the Soviet Union, and Jews. The barracks for these groups were increasingly filled and overcrowded.
So, I don't know if I caught all that audiobook or if it's going to make the vlog or not, because parts of it will be cut off. It's on here, but each one of these blocks here, I just learned they have a number on them. So number 8, 9, I guess, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I learned that the ones at the back were for the people who they didn't really like. So the lowest of the low. I mean, you're already here, so they obviously don't like you. So you're obviously in an even worse position if you're at that spot. And then they'd have ones for priests from Poland and stuff. They'd have certain numbers were allocated to your position here. So there were certain people who were even returning for a second time, unfortunately. I don't know how that happened. You got let free and you came back. I don't know. You escaped. I don't know. But if you were doing a second stint here, they'd have a bunk for you as well. They had a gas chamber here that they primarily used for the physically and mentally disabled. So yeah, this is just very, very, like, I'm getting chills talking about it. I'm getting chills thinking about this. Is a very humbling experience. This is very gnarly, like, whew, heavy. It feels heavy here. Like, there's been lots of, like, if fear could leave a imprint on this land, I'm pretty sure it's here. So this is essentially what it would look like I'm describing. So these plots here, like I'm saying, were all these. And those are all very similar, if not almost identical to the one we went into over there. But I always thought these places were, like, it's big, don't get me wrong, it's like a massive piece of land. But I don't know what it looks like. I'm honestly lost. I keep getting chills because it's so freaking wild to even be here on this land, on this part of the earth. Crazy. And I had to put sunglasses on because it's bright as hell in my eyes. My baby blues just want to close and I can't see things and my eyes are closed. So I can't remember the historical relevance. I'm sure there'll be a little sign or something here. But we're coming up to what appears to be a Jewish synagogue of some sort, or a Jewish synagogue is probably the bad word, but there was probably a place where they did bad things to Jewish people. And synagogues where they worship. So I'm not getting political on it. We're just gonna check this out. And I can't read German, so don't even try. Like, look at this, barbed wire. Bible verse, Psalms 9:21. I'll be able to see what this is. I don't know what Psalms 9:21 says off the top of my head, but this is much though. Oh my God, there's stuff all over the place. Wow, look at this. Shop is open sign. I wonder how long that's been here. This is cool.